So it's the 15th of August 2019, and I don't really know where to start this week. We're at the community garden. It's early afternoon, lots of mosquitoes out. I think I'm gonna try and lift some of these Roko potatoes. I've had a few already and they're absolutely gorgeous, and I would like to show you the potatoes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one plant out of the end, and then we'll come back and maybe I'll just do a little tour, because it's been quite a while since we've been here and had the tour. It's been like over a month. Things have somewhat changed, as you can imagine. So here they are. I'm not sure you can get the color. They're just a vibrant pinky purple, a fuchsia almost. I've just given them a little rinse. When they're scrubbed, this outer layer will come off and expose a much brighter pink underneath. They're just gorgeous, and they're a white flesh potato, and they're Roko, R-O-K-O. So that's one plant. That's a nice little haul. I've got about another 14 feet. So this came out of about 1 foot. So I got another 14 feet to go. So we should have lots of nice Roko potatoes. So okay, let's start with the borage. Yeah, pollinators travel for miles and miles. There's always somebody here kicking about in the bright blue flowers, and it's such a pretty plant. We get them volunteering here all the time, so I just leave one or two every year, two in this case. Yeah, if they land in a convenient spot for me, they stay. So here's my cabbage cage. I can't remember. Oh, actually I do remember now. Integro red. They're harding up really nice. I'm not worried about them blowing right now. I think they've got a few weeks before they start doing crazy stuff like that. And right down here, these are my January King, these green ones. And on the other side, the darker, there'll be the Violacio di Verona. And then here we've got the Red Express. I've already had one of these out, and yep, they do exactly what it says on the tin, because they are express, and they were really fast growing. I was really pleased with those. They're very juicy and crunchy, and yeah, they're pretty delicious. And of course I got a succession sowing of dill, and these are my spring onions. They're called Apache. They're a purpley red onion at the bottom. I grew them last year, and they were really nice. And they're nice again this year, if you can imagine. We have the first sowing of dill, which I'll be using with the cucumbers. We'll get to those in a minute. And these are my Roko potatoes, which you've just seen. There's a little bit of parsley underneath the potatoes here. Some volunteer dill. The shepherdie potatoes are now done. I have some in storage, but they're all out of the ground. These are the Amorosa, so they're just starting to die back. You'll see in the middle here, they're starting to fall to the side. So I'm looking forward to those. Never grown these before. These I have grown. These are my Purple Vikings, and they're also starting to tip over. So we may be getting a lot of potatoes in the garage drying on the floor there pretty soon. And this, of course, is the onion bed. I have planted some strawberry cabbage lettuce in place of the pickling onions. And yeah, so the varieties of onions that I have, these are shallots. They're huge. I've never seen a shallot like this, but I normally grow them from sets. I grew these from seed, West Coast Seeds, Ambition. And I've had a couple of them out, and they're very shallot-like. I mean, once you strip back the layers here, it's like a bi-lobed shallot. Actually, you can see one kind of splitting right there, which is nice. But they're just huge. I mean, they're huge. Yeah, anyway. So these are the bronze amposta. It's an Italian round onion. And I've never grown those before either, so I'm looking forward to those. Got a bit of Mizuna here. and some tennis ball lettuce. I had a little room there. So then I've got a second sowing of spinach. Much of it has bolted, but we've had some good feeds off it. These are the Australian brown. They're supposed to be quite a large globe onion. They're not that big here, I don't know. Maybe I just planted them too close together. But here's the red Weathersfields. Now, Deborah Christmas, she grew these this year too, and yeah, she really liked them. So hopefully we'll have a lot of these coming out pretty soon too. I don't know if they're good keepers or not. We'll have to find out. And then these are the Rosa d'Inverno. They look like a very dark red onion here. Oops, sorry. Yeah, that's quite dark. And in the middle, last but not least, the Tropiana longa, which is a long pink Italian onion. I've grown these before, but never to this size. And again, I put it down to all the rain we've had. So down here, I've got my Hamburg rooted parsley living precariously underneath the swede, which are now starting to get some meat on them, which is nice. And the shamrock squash has run all over the place, and I can't find almost a single fruit on it. Certainly not one that has flowered. There are some female flowers, but they haven't blossomed yet, so there's no germination, no pollination possible there. It just gets everywhere. A volunteer tomato here with some tomatoes on it. That overwintered in -30. So there you go. That's tomatoes for you. I also have an eggplant here that I started indoors. It's just too cold. I had some flowers on it. Nothing happened. I think the pollinators have struggled too with all the rain we've had. And another volunteer tomato. I have no idea what kind of tomatoes they are. I didn't grow them here last year, so there's someone else's. I've got some golden beets here. They're getting there. The red beets, which are now I'll show you the sign here, because I can never say this. That's the variety there. They're absolutely delicious. First time I've grown them. They're very sweet, crisp, juicy, and they have kind of like a white and red variegation in their bulb, which is just gorgeous. And the leaves are beautiful too. These are my Beurre de Roquencourt beans. Beurre de Roquencourt. Vivi from What Vivi Did Next, she grows these all the time, so I saw them in a catalog and I thought, well, I'll give them a shot. And they have been the best beans this year. Like, they've outstripped every other bean, mind you, except the broad beans, but I don't consider them kind of the same. The favas are different. Yeah, and the parsnips. So this is my first year growing parsnips. And let's have a look down here, see what's going on. So, they're an okay size. We've got another 4 weeks here in the garden. These are the crimson flowered broad beans. Boy, you could see these from the road when they were in full bloom. Just amazing. And look at the number of pods. And they all have beans in them. Some pretty nice size. I'm going to leave them a while longer though. One of my black Russian plants fell over, so I pulled it, and I had been snacking on the raw beans because they're just at that stage where they're edible raw. Good for steaming too. Sorry about my finger there. And cucumbers. So yes, here they are. I have 2 plants that are salad cucumbers. I don't know if you can see. I've got one. I don't know. Can you see that? There's one there anyway. Not very big. The other plant is on the other side. I don't see anything there. But these pickling cucumbers are kicking it. They're really going to town, but they're so late. I mean, we're going to have cucumbers this year. There's no doubt. There's tons of flowers. And here's one right there. So we'll get pickles. And like I said, I've got lots of dill for those. Here's my carrots. I've got a whole bed of leeks and carrots, and I'll show you my award-winning leeks in just a moment. This is my Russian kale, which I thought had been eaten by the flea beetles. They've been eaten by something, but I'm pulling the plants now. I can't keep up with it. It's, you know, I was using it as a cut and come again, but there's too much of it, and it was choking out these sunset runner beans, which I don't really have much hope for. I have these growing at home in the backyard too, so maybe it doesn't really matter, I guess, whether they do well or not. But yeah, I'm pulling the plants and eating them, the kale. So yeah, and again, more of those crimson flowered broad beans. So the purple carrots, these are the purple dragon, I think. Yep, purple dragon here. So you can get some nice size ones. I don't know if I'll be able to get that one out. Our clay is super heavy. Oh, there you go. Super heavy clay. And yeah, and these are nice short variety, these purple dragons. I like them a lot. I'm also growing a cosmic purple, which was a free gift. They from Baker Creek. They do that if you order a lot of seeds. They give you stuff they either don't want or I don't know. And I really like those too. They're really, really nice. See if I can find you one of my prize-winning leeks now. Oh my! I start the carrots first, and then when they come up, I put leeks in, and they're so big I can't even see them. That's grass, so that's not a leek. Oh, here's one. There we go. Bear with me. All right. Look at that. Hey? I got to get a prize for that. Hey? What do you think? Yeah? Beautiful. So I planted these from seeds, the blue soleils. They did great indoors. And then I put them out here and they just decided that they were not going to do anything. And they haven't actually done anything at all. Now you might think, well, you know, you've got all these carrots around them, but for the longest time they just stood there doing nothing while the carrots were just tiny. And they had all the sun and all the rain in the world, so I have no idea what went wrong there. So these black Russian broad beans, they were just gorgeous. Tons and tons of them. I've got two 10-foot rows of those. So I'll be making a lot of fava bean ravioli. We're starting to get some little Mus de Provence pumpkins. Too little, too late, I think. Like here we are, 15th of August, and like they're that big, right? So that give you an idea of how big they are. So I got one, two there. I got another one in this area here. I don't know. I don't think we're going to get anything. We have a nice winter luxury up at the top there. I don't know if we'll see it on the other side. But I know these guys, they don't grow that fast, so I can't see 4 weeks being enough for them. These are the spare red Wethersfield onions that I had left over. I couldn't fit in the onion patch. And they're really starting to put on weight. Like, they're starting to get really, really big. And I'm surprised because I thought if I planted them like a salad onion, they would just kind of stay small. Of course, my bad, I forgot about them, and now they're actually quite big, so there's no bad news there, but yeah, so, and yeah, let's see if we can get a picture of this little, there's my my winter luxury pumpkin, yeah, little honey bunny. But none of the flat white borer, I can't see any fruit, but you never know what's under there, right? Until all the foliage dies back. So I guess that's about it for the garden on the 15th of August. Yeah, some onions here, onions there. We've got, yeah, lots of beets to come. I'm looking forward to seeing what those parsnips are going to be like, and these amorosa. So those are the treasures that lie beneath. I hope you enjoyed the visit. I know I enjoyed taking you around. And we started with the Borage, so we'll finish off there. Thanks very much for joining me.